Joining us to discuss, Austin Goolsbee, former chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors under President Obama, and Romina Boccia, fiscal and economic policy analyst from the Heritage Foundation. Thank you both for joining us. Austin, it feels like your party is split between some of these socialist economic ideas and the more mainstream. Which one's going to win?
I would characterize what the president said last night in the State of the Union totally differently. I'm a little puzzled by that. I mean, if you look at what the American people are saying and you ask who is completely out of touch and doing something that they consider radical, it's the president's own policies in the White House that fall under that category. They passed a $2 trillion tax cut for high-income people and big corporations, which is the most unpopular tax cut in the history of American polling. And now they're trying to portray giving people the option to take part in Medicare as a socialist takeover of America. And I would just remind you that 70% of the country agrees with that, including 52% of Republicans.
Senator Bernie Sanders considers himself a socialist. I mean, we've
Does that matter, though?
A lot of them say that they're socialists. It's definitely sort of a populist idea right now. Would you disagree, Austin?
Well, you named Bernie Sanders. You're saying there are two people who call themselves socialists. The Medicare Choice for All, as I say, is not a radical proposal. It's supported by 70% of the country, including the majority of Republicans. So, as I say, the more radical, out-of-step policy making is coming from the White House. It's not coming from some wing of the Democratic Party.
Romina, we've got a tweet here that Bernie Sanders put out about an hour or so ago. He said, we've got to think big, not small. Canada guarantees free healthcare for all. Finland provides free tuition. France provides generous retirement benefits. We're the wealthiest country on earth. Why can't we do the same? Has he got a point?
Yeah, I mean, the road to socialism is paved with good intentions. Hayek, I think, said it best, that what we are talking about here is really the road to serve them, and it comes at with these offerings of free goodies that the government is going to provide. In some ways, I thought it was sad that the president felt the need to address that the United States was not going to be a socialist country, but I'm so glad that he did, because we're clearly seeing those tensions, and the people that are calling for socialism, I wish they would read some history, because if they don't, we're bound to repeat those mistakes from the past. Socialism, everywhere it's been tried, has failed, and all it has delivered is death and destruction. Just look at Venezuela, look at Cuba, look at Eastern Germany.
Yeah, but there's a big difference, Romina, between a dictatorship and hardcore communism and a political balance that is conservatism on one side, socialism on the other, and both sides, via democratically elected institutions, argue for a balanced policy. I mean, that is essentially what all of Europe is. Anyway, today, rather than back after the Second World War. Either way, you commended what the president said last night. He linked, though, socialism, and if it arrived, with then the removal of liberty in the United States. That is a false link, no? America would always be a democracy, even if its elected leaders leant further left than they did right.
No, I don't think that's a false statement at all. We just heard Austin talking about Medicare for all. What he's really talking about is nationalizing healthcare, monopolizing a major industry in the United States that would ultimately
Is the United Kingdom,
choice.
Are people in the United Kingdom free?
Just to be clear, that wasn't what I advocated, but
so there's
either way, a national healthcare system exists in the UK.
Not when it comes to healthcare.
Are they free?
Yes, and the people of Great Britain are free in many ways, but not when it comes to healthcare. And in fact, what we're seeing in nationalized healthcare system is that the government rations care, and that is controlled management of the economy. And healthcare makes up 16% of the economy.
Guys,
that's a huge chunk.
Look, if you oppose Medicare,
you see that
you can oppose
nationalization
Medicare.
moves in other areas.